formally invite Mr. Anand Sinha, Secretary, Government of India, Ministry of Rural Development. Sinhaji already has made a huge impression with his positivity, with his vision and future outlook. Sinhaji has been before this Secretary in Ministry of Home Affairs, Border Management. Before that, he was Principal Secretary in ACS for Rural Development in Jharkhand. He's known for having created the Games Village in Ranchi. These are only very few. I'm not running through what extraordinary achievements he has had. Apart from that, I once again want to remind everybody he's my from my same institute, from IIT Kanpur. I'm proud to have him speak to us about the potential of Buddha Fellowship. And he says Buddha Fellows actually contribute to the main cause of rural development. That is the title of his speech. May I now invite Sinhaji to speak to us, to encourage the Buddha Fellows and give us guidance and direction for future.
Mr. Rajiv Kapoor, the Information Commissioner, Uttar Pradesh, Professor Abhay Karandikar, the Director, Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, Mr. Piyush Gupta, Mr. Sushil Ramola, Mr. Anup Akhel, Mr. Rajesh Dahiya, and colleagues, class of 79, IIT Kanpur, Vedji's class of IMA, and Charanjit, my joint secretary, and then the toast of the day, the darling of the entire ceremony, the graduating fellows, Buddha Fellows. Good morning and wish you very happy New Year. And I congratulate you on completing this tough Buddha Fellowship. Mr. Kapoor reminded us all of the difficult journeys that the fellows have had, and the fact that you completed your fellowship program successfully and built successful initiatives and programs that's tribute to your hard work and your perseverance. I feel privileged and honored to confer the fellowship certificates to the Buddha Fellows, and opportunity to address the graduating ceremony of the Buddha Fellows. Buddha's name with entrepreneurship is a very strange association, and it struck me as well. But when I read about it, it made a lot of sense. For example, Buddha's teaching Atta Deepa Biharat, meaning be your own light, is relevant for an entrepreneur. Earning by ethical means, resolving conflicts through meaningful discussion with stakeholders, on the line of Four Noble Truths, as every sorrow has its cause, similarly, every conflict has misunderstanding and undue advantage at its heart. So if you go deep into it, you can resolve them. Vipassana to clear one's mind, good business planning, effective HR management, and ensuring their high level of satisfaction. These are universal business principles implied in the teaching of Buddha. In fact, in his own lifetime, Buddha was able to set up a very large community of followers, and it's due to his intuitive grasp of techniques of communication, good organizational principles, value-based conduct, choosing his disciples carefully, etc., that he was able to do so. These principles must have been at the forefront of the mind of these Buddha Fellows when they chose to work for the farmers and the underprivileged to build a more inclusive India, which cares for Indians and India at the margins too. Wealth at the bottom of the pyramid was what Professor C.K. Prahalad spoke about. Here are a bunch of people who appreciate the fact that though materially less advanced, the rural citizens have many unique things to add and offer to the consumers, which are diverse, organic, ethically sourced and marketed, and offer employment, especially non-farm, to a large number of people. According to an estimate put out by Niti Aayog, in order to increase the productivity of rural farmers and workers, 70% more workers should shift to non-farm jobs. These fellows solve some of these critical problems which the mainstream businesses ignore. India's redemption lies in solving not only the production problems, but also the value chains problem, whereby not only post-harvest losses are minimized, but greater share of the value are in the hands of farmer and the producer. Government moves for creation of 10,000 new FPOs is intended to do so. So are creation of Agriculture and Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Fund and several other initiatives in the areas of fisheries, apiary, medicinal plantations, etc., which are meeting the critical gaps in these value chains. But all of these require imaginative entrepreneurs who are able to spot the potential to create enterprises that help the farmer, poor and needy to make impact at scale. Similarly, solving social problems at scale innovatively requires a different mindset, skill, and discipline. It has become somewhat easier nowadays to be an entrepreneur, but it's still a tough job, which all you have to start with is a vision. To convince the producers, the bankers, the retailers, and the customers is a tough task in an overcrowded place. E-commerce, social media, etc., make it less daunting, but daunting it is. Hence, my congratulations to fellows like Madhu and Rakesh. The difference between the entrepreneur and any other enterprise is that an enterprise is able to think, entrepreneur is able to think about delivering at scale, constantly focuses on the improvements and margin management more than the other. Social impact enterprises by Buddha fellows like those of Darshan and Preeti are examples of initiative which exemplify a rigorous and a disciplined approach to solving social problems. Our NRLM program has been able to empower over 7.2 crore women spread over 66 lakh SHGs. About a crore of them have been brought in one livelihood or the other. Our higher order production cluster collective solved the aggregation problem, but the problem of reaching the customers and markets remained. Therefore, our program is looking out for large number of such entrepreneurs who are deeply invested into rural areas and want to contribute to Atmanirbhar Bharat by strengthening the economic base of rural producers, especially women. We are ready to work with Buddha Fellowship programs for engaging with fellows identified and supported by them. I also wish to take this opportunity to request IIT Kanpur to work with us to motivate their graduating classes, both in BTech and MTech, to work with us and solve these problems of aggregation, adding values to the value chains. Our programs would identify cluster products, etc., in consultation with the Buddha Fellowship program. Fellows would be assisted in familiarization with the women collectives. However, it would be for the fellows to work out terms of engagement with women producers which are fair, transparent, and ethical. BFP would be advised to contribute to the process. From our side, once these agreements are reached and sealed, we would support the convergent benefits from other government programs and supports, besides also facilitating the clearances and linkages with other rural sector issues. BFP is doing fantastic work in organizing this wonderful program. We are in awe of your vision for mentoring 1,000 development entrepreneurs, collectively impacting 5 million lives by 2028. We wish that others also emulate you and create similar large programs. And in fact, I would now count my class of 85 to contribute and come up with similar programs. We would also encourage you to work with some of our entrepreneurs among SHG members to conceive and set up similar large enterprises. The point Mr. Kapoor and Mr. Piyush spoke, that not only you have to go forward in your entrepreneurial journey, but also create many more entrepreneurs from the NRLM groups and SHG members. In the end, to the fellows, remain humble, keep the trusteeship principle always in mind, because in the end, you are a trustee by the society to keep the interest of the rural producers, SHG members, etc. in mind, and you are working on their behalf. Persevere, network, share with mentors and other well-wishers, communicate your successes and difficulties, be generous in praise, Understand that different people bring different tables to the table, talents to the table. Keep the motivation level high. Always look out for the positive. You have chosen a different path of service to Indians who are not so fortunate as you. You are thus a special Indian. May you succeed, and through you, a large number of Indians also become happy, get more for their needs, and lead a more dignified living. Wish you again a best luck and very happy future and a very exhilarating future. Thank you.